Farage, Elon, Tommy, and Yusuf, how reform lost its backbone. Alright, lads and lasses, this one's for Nigel. Yeah, you, Farage. Grab a stool, mate, cause I've got a word or two that might just save your legacy. You were gaslit by the whole lot, Nigel. For years, you were the punchline of every posh pundit, every Guardian columnist with a Waco conviction. They called you every name under the sun. Racist, sexist, fascist, you name it. But all you were doing was speaking for the bloke down the chimney. The lad who can't get a council house because it's been promised to a refugee. The nurse who's told to keep her cross off, but fly the latest rainbow flag every fortnight. You stood up, and they crushed you, not with logic, but with name-calling. And you were right, mate. You won Brexit, you changed history. Tommy was too hot, back then. Now let's talk about Tommy Robinson. That name still rattles the posh coffee cups in Westminster. So you kept your distance. I get it. Strategy, survival, politics. But here's what's changed, Nigel, the weather. Tommy is a bloody hero, in America. Over in the States, Tommy ain't some fringe bloke with a megaphone. He's a mainstream folk hero. A fighter, a truth teller. And Americans, especially those on the Trump side of the fence, they love a rebel who stood his ground. They don't buy the BBC version of Tommy. They've seen what we've been through. The arrests, the censorship, the media head jobs, the dirty tricks, and they back him. That shift, that is your golden hour, Nigel. Or maybe it was, if you were too late. The pivot you missed, but can still make. Now I'll be straight with ya. When the climate turned, you should have pivoted. You should have seen the populist wind changing direction. You should have clocked that Tommy's no longer a liability, he's an asset. Not 'cause he's perfect, but because he's got guts, and he never backed down. And here's the thing, the price for defending Tommy has changed. Used to be political suicide. Now, it's political capital. You don't have to be best mates. Just acknowledge he was right about grooming gangs, right about speech, right about the media stitch up. And most importantly, that working class Brits still see him as their bloke. Yusuf's money, but not his movement. Look, I know there's pressure. Yusuf's cash, the new faces, the techie donors sniffing around. But money's no good if it buys you a movement with no soul. You can't outsource passion, Nigel. And with respect, reform's looking more like a banker's side hustle than a revolution these days. Tommy's got what the movement's missing: fire, loyalty, roots. When Elon announced he wanted to support you, everyone cheered. When he showed support for Tommy, you reacted instead of listening to the smartest man in the room. You thought Elon does not understand, really. You could still have Elon's support and that would take reform over the top. It has been a cascade of missteps by reform ever since, and I can't help but think it is the company you keep. Someone has walked you into a series of errors. Someone you were faked to, maybe because Elon backed out after you made ambitious expansion announcements. And this is a balancing act, Nigel. Trump loves Elon. What were you thinking risking your leverage like that? It's not too late. Reclaim your roots. Reclaim your backbone. Reclaim the working class. Back Tommy, or at least stop letting them throw him to the wolves without a word from you. Speak up for Tommy. The climate's changed. Tommy's become safe to say. The people are ready. And if you find your courage again, you'll be the hero they remember. Now don't muck it up, mate.